it this way.
That's right. Just go.
Okay, it's 7 o'clock. We will call the meeting to order. If I can get
I
some,
have to excuse myself.
not quite yet.
Still-
Not yet.
All
We're gonna,
order?
we're gonna adopt the agenda and then when we do AP, you can excuse yourself.
I'll move to the.
Okay. Sounds good. Larry is moving to adopt the agenda. Is there any emergent issues we need to add on to there? Seeing none, all in favor of adopting the agenda? And opposed, that is carried. Accounts payable. Larry is excusing himself. Somebody want to move AP on the table? Thank you, Councillor Solberg. Any questions about account payable?
EFT 9016, Uline the poly sheeting, was that the one we ordered for the hockey? For the, not the arena, but the outdoor arena?
I believe it is, yeah.
Okay, because it doesn't, I know we discussed because of the nice warm weather, holding on to that and not wasting it. So
Yeah.
I just, given again that it's above zero.
Yeah,
Probably
so we ordered it in 26, the weather never cooperated.
Okay, so we can hold on to
We
it
can
for
hold on
next year.
till fall, yeah,
Okay.
or winter.
Okay, thank you.
Which is okay. Go ahead, Councillor Kabachi.
And so EFT 0008-966, it's our regular compressor maintenance at the water treatment plant. That's almost double what it normally is, isn't it?
Go back and see what it was last year.
Okay. But they come twice a year almost, don't they?
Correct, yes.
Okay, was something broken maybe this time? Because it says maintenance and repair, so I don't know.
Yes, I do believe a new valve was required.
A valve,
Yeah.
an air valve. That shouldn't be thousands of dollars. Okay, so just that does seem high. I know they have to come from afar. They're the only ones allowed to play with that.
Any other questions? So I had a couple, the deposit for the Red Cliff Days Entertainment, do we know what that's entertainment for? I'm not questioning it at all, I'm just out of curiosity. She always has some good ideas. So if you know off the top of your head, great, if not, that's okay.
Which EFT was that?
It's right at the top, second one down,
86864.
86864.
I just assumed that was pre-booking something.
It is pre-booking something, I'm just curious what it is. Don't even dig for it, Mike, I can ask her myself, no big deal.
You can't.
I can't ask her myself. What were they thinking? At our Red Cliff Days committee meeting, I can ask her.
You could probably.
Yes.
So that was for the roving stilt walker. There's a bubble station, a variety show, hula hoop show.
Similar to the last year's entertainment.
Yeah, for the 3 days. Yeah.
Okay, cool. They were, so that's good. There was somewhere on here where we purchased some windows. What did we need windows for?
Yes, some sealed units.
Yeah.
Those were new windows here at Town Hall, at the back of the building.
Oh, okay.
Just replacing old ones.
We did a couple last fall and then a couple more this spring.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's all I had questions about. All in favor for Eric's motion to receive for information? And opposed? That is carried. Larry can come back in at 7:04.
These windows are holding it good.
That's the best we ever had.
Shot.
Okay, cash and investment summary. If somebody wants to move that for information. Councilor Burns, any questions, comments about that? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Moving on to minutes. The council meeting from February 9th. Somebody move that for adoption. Bernie?
Yes, sir.
Any errors on that? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Red Cliff and District Recreation Committee for information. That was Matt. Okay, any comments about that? We're gonna hear from them, from their recommendation coming up. No comments, questions, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried as well. Red Cliff Regional Waste Management Authority minutes. Larry, I think beat you to it, or Eric. Any comments or concerns from that? Seeing none, all in favor? That is carried. Sorry, opposed, that is carried. On the bylaws. Bylaw 2004/2026 Municipal Policing Committee. Second and third reading they are looking for today.
Put on the table for second.
Matt for second. Don't think there's any comments on the first reading.
I don't think you guys changed it.
No. Any comments for the second reading?
Well, the only thing that I was thinking of is it says 3 to 5 and because the province wants their nose in everything. If we have 3, they're going to put in 1. If we put in even 4, then they'll have 2. Well, for some reason, 3 and 1 make an even number, and you should never have even numbers on boards. But if we go to 4 and 2, then you have even numbers again. So you almost have to go to 5 and 2 to get 7, and that seems like a ridiculous amount. So I don't like the idea that we even have a range. Like, why don't we just say 3? Or
I agree.
just because otherwise we're going to have different input. Because someday we might be running on minimum, maybe a whole bunch of people apply. So good counselors say, well, let's go to the maximum. You know, we're like Parks and Rec, there's minimum and maximums. Quite a few of our meeting or our committees have a range, but I think on this one we shouldn't. Because then it'll be more rigid, but it also should give us a smoother go. Like as you bring them in and you roll them out at different times, you should have more consistency and things like that.
Sure.
I don't know.
And if we go with more and they have 2 representatives and we have some people that can't make some meetings, they might have 2.
Well, and they're going to always be online, I'm sure. I don't think they're going to drive down here for it.
No, I'm sure
So,
not.
yeah, it just seems to me like
But they're always gonna
the
make,
least amount of political interference will be if we have 3.
Yeah.
If they're, because they're not going to know anything about Red Cliff.
exactly, yeah, this
I'll
is
guarantee it.
more of a grassroots information. And these are people
No,
from the
this
province that,
this is sticking your nose in everything.
Yeah.
You can't do what you're already supposed to do, but you want to run everybody else's business.
yeah, and that's people that have never even been to Red Cliff. I'm getting a text from the boss here. Is there any information from staff about this?
Have to direct that to Cody.
That was the text I just got.
We can have up to 7 members. They can appoint up to 2 after the fact. I think it's up to council whether we were kind of looking at 5. We thought 5 was a good number. 3 is hard for quorum. Potentially, but we do have to do all these background security checks. The least number that we have, probably the least amount of delay we're gonna have. So it's totally up to you.
It's not like you're meeting weekly, so the quorum I don't think is a problem. Get rid of the member then, you know,
And it's a meeting that's going to be held here, correct? So,
or the police station, or probably here would be
well,
better.
probably here, if somebody needs to zoom in, we have the capability of doing it. So that helps out with quorum. Anybody else's thoughts on how many?
Like to elevate to 3 idea, just for less interference and stick to our own mission here, right?
Fair enough. Larry, do you have any input on that?
I think keep it as simple as possible, and I don't think it's gonna be much anyways, no.
So what's simple as possible? 3?
3, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I agree with Cody, as simple as possible, yeah.
Okay, not like your guys' votes matter anymore, but 3.
You feel like an open.
Matt, tell us your.
Okay,
I agree.
okay. I think so too. Less input and influence from somebody that's never been here before, the better.
As amended,
Did somebody make this motion? Matt did,
Matt
yes,
made the motion.
for
Second.
second reading,
so his vote doesn't matter.
yeah. Are you okay with the amendment?
Yes, I am okay with you.
Okay. That satisfy you, Mike?
Yep, so we'll just say the committee shall be comprised of 3 members.
3 Red Cliff members,
One.
one of which is the mayor, right?
1 member of council and then,
Oh, okay, it doesn't.
and then up, and then 2 residents.
I know it said if the mayor was there, it couldn't be chair, but
So if we go with 3, so then I'll appoint myself to it.
yes, Buzz.
I can make an alternate, or, oh, correct? Yeah. Okay, very good. We'll come to that when we get to that then. Okay, so second reading as amended, 3 members. Any other discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed, second reading is carried. Larry for third reading, thank you. I assume there's not any more discussion for the third reading?
Should we increase the number?
All in favor of the third reading? And opposed, that is carried. Okay. 670 Collective Club. Want to extend their rail system.
I'll move option 1.
Matt? Option 1. Was her letter of support? We don't want to hear from them. Just trust that rec committee got it right. I don't know.
They're pretty good.
Okay, these guys' track record is pretty good.
Yeah.
Good group.
Yeah, they're a good organization as far as I know, but somebody from the rec committee maybe can input. Do we want to add anything about it?
No, they're just that there's that grazing lease area just like west of the cemetery, and they want to just kind of add to the bike path, but it goes just a little sliver in that.
But it's all coolies anyways. It's all pretty extreme terrain, so that's the whole point, yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like Councillor Hogg
No,
with some concerns, just because
Because it is grazing.
it is grazing. So, worried about people coming in and starting fires and all this other stuff. But,
That's for the kids party anyway.
yeah,
It's the old coal. That's,
and
pardon me.
well, that's one of the original coal mines down there.
and we just kind of figured as a committee, maybe like, we'll just kind of leave this in their hands. We'll give our support as a council from Redcliffe.
Does anything actually graze out there? Like, you had horses there for a while, but there's,
It's
It's just-
from what I hear, it's pretty steep.
No, the horses were over by the cemetery. They weren't
Okay.
this far north.
okay.
There's no
This
fencing,
is-
Yeah, you're right.
This is in behind Jasmine.
Yeah.
there's no fencing on those hills, is there? No,
I don't think there's fence back there anymore.
Yeah, there's bits and pieces of.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go with fence.
So, yeah, that's about it. Just as a committee, just looking for some council like support in regards to this and then that's.
No, I think they attract a lot of people here for that committee, so, or for that organization, so. There's always vehicles down there parked just off 6 T-box. So I'm fine with it myself, but,
I'm good.
okay, any other discussion on the matter? Option 1 on the table, all in favor? And opposed, that was carried. Special Olympics Communications, if you want to use, they want some pins,
Yeah, I'm for option 1.
I have lots to give them,
And
and the logo
Well,
and.
the logo's already gone.
And then the
Iris.
question, sorry, Bernie's putting this on the table. And then the mascot with Matt in it.
I was gonna add to this motion that maybe the mayor should.
I volunteered, I'd do it.
I don't think you can fit in it.
Yeah,
Clifton is.
Fat joke or tall joke?
No, you gotta be short to fit in Clifton.
don't look at me.
All right,
this is tall.
Like Patricia did it once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She fit just fine.
yeah, like, so unless you can figure out how to get down to her height, don't do it.
Yeah.
Or we make a motion for a bigger.
we'll make the joke about your height
No,
then.
don't do that. They're expensive. Like they got little fans and everything in them to keep them cool.
All right, we'll not for him. We need the.
I bet it was cool last time it was used.
It was.
At Christmas?
Alicia was in it. It was minus
She was warm.
ridiculous. Okay, did you put an option?
Option number 1.
I assumed option 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as far as the provision of pins goes, we can leave that open until. I can't put a number to it. I'll donate 10.
Well,
she's
she's got a ton of them already.
I got a ton too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, option one, give them our full support with that request. Okay, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried. The Community History Video Partnership. Canadian History AX.
This is interesting. This is really, really cool. Good opportunity. Cheap price, I think, for what we're gonna get for exposure.
I haven't heard a motion yet.
Ooh. I motion to put this on the
Okay.
table. Thank you, sir.
Which motion, or which option would you like?
Give me 1 sec here. Gotta get,
There was no.
No, there wasn't a recommendation.
Whether to do it or not, I suppose.
$500, he says.
How,
So is your motion to approve it? Okay,
to approve it.
sounds good. Go ahead.
how would that be funded? Where would that be coming out of?
Well, it would be.
Would it be part of that 10,000 that we, for community involvement, or would that be?
Don't we have
Oh, yeah.
We have
publicity?
an advertising promotions budget for that.
Okay.
And I'll take a look at that item, and if we need to, we can increase that to the final budget.
I looked at his Instagram and his Facebook page, and there's a lot of Canadian history on there, mostly sports driven though. And he is accurate on his claims of followers. Those numbers are right. Not that I've ever heard of Blue Sky, but I went on Instagram and Facebook. So he's right there, but he does very few videos where he's actually talking about things, but it sounds like he's going in a different direction. But for $500, I think it's maybe a good opportunity. And plus it's a video we can use for our own
Right.
if we ever wanted to.
That's right.
So,
He gives us a copy. We have to approve it, or he has to work harder.
right.
And
And it's gonna be,
the most we can be out is $250.
yeah.
Because if we don't like the end product, you don't pay him the last $250.
So I'm not super excited about the exposure on his sites, but maybe about what we can use it for.
Yeah. Anything out there is good.
Yeah, that's right. It's not bad for $500. That's very reasonable advertising. Can't advertise in the Medicine News for that. And who would read it? Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed, that is carried.
Bernie did that.
Change orders for East Side Development. The more we talk to them, the more it costs. Somebody want to make a motion?
No.
That's one dissent vote. Sit here all day, people.
Motion, there's only one motion. I'll make option one.
See, he couldn't hear you.
With that.
I think Brady beat you to it. He started.
Turn that down, would you?
Okay,
He said it first. You just couldn't hear him. What's your motion, Brady?
option one.
Brady, option one. That is to approve the change requests 1 and 2 for the additional works done by MPE.
Is this on our behalf? Are we requesting this? That we,
No, it's just they sent bills now and they can't be paid until we approve it.
because they're over budget.
Well, I'm not gonna go there.
Originally.
It's called, first they were gifted this. And then discussions went along and for some reason, we weren't kept in the loop as to what the new costs were continually gonna be. And I think right now they're more than what they said they were gonna be. That, I don't understand this. I read this and I went, I'm more confused at the end than I was at the start. So
Do you want to maybe explain a little bit?
I think Bahid
Mike,
had the
gonna
background.
defer.
Once we discuss all the changes on the phase 2 of the project, so they requested kind of changes and they increased the project budget in May. I started kind of pushing back, so the original price was higher than that. I went through that and I just like crossed out some of the items that they had, so then finally they came up with that 34 plus 60,000. So I mean, it was not at the end of after the design. they told me that they will increase their effort. So, but it was a kind of discussion that we had from May. So, but now they send us 2 invoices. So when like we saw that, okay, we don't have enough budget to pay them. So I started kind of activating those 2 changes.
So exclusion of phase 1B costs us more to remove it.
Okay, so
That's
it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
Yeah, so, like originally, the utilities, road, everything, they designed and they connected everything to the 1B. So everything was somehow integrated, like 1A and 1B, like 2 phases. So after our like project discussion, capital planning in November, so I told them that, okay, we don't want this portion. This portion design is not the kind of big thing, but the construction aspect would be very costly. So that's why they removing this portion from the project, and they started the kind of somehow reviewing some of their design. So in terms of like water, all other utilities. So that's why they're removing that will cost.
Okay.
Bonnie, can I ask you to put that page with the blue and the reds up on the screen? Does anybody have a laser pointer that you can point out what you're talking about?
The infrastructure underneath is what you're referring to, correct?
Well, it's just, first we started with Road A, the school site, and the blue for sure. Then we said, when we were looking at that, it's like, well, what does it cost? They're drawing the road in there anyway to throw these lots in there. Now, I don't know what got put in, what got taken out. Why is it extra? And why is it done? And then they send us the bill instead of explain mid-job that, oh no, that'll cost extra and get an approval for it. The $9,000 worth of dirt came to us and we said yes. This came after the fact. And that's the part I don't like. If we had a price somewhere along the lines, if they didn't like it, we should have been told about it, not after it's done. So that's the part I'm struggling with. And I don't know what A and B and what got taken out and what was extra in the first place, because again, I didn't do the RFP, so I don't know.
The original project was this one, when I think it's not here, so part of the.
Okay, the original project was Road A and the blue for sure. The school,
Exactly,
the
road
school and the blue.
There was nothing here, so we didn't have anything here.
Right.
So the original project was this part, so with the 69,000, they were supposed to design everything for these 2 portions, like, and there was like some other, I think, no, this blue and this red.
Right.
So we added all these lots when we decided to kind of develop the lots around the school. We added all these portions, and like one time, like we only added this. Then in the second meeting, we also discussed adding the kind of, I think, 2 like 4 other extra lots as well. So then we discussed it with MPE. So, but there were 2 motions regarding addition of the lots here.
Right, that was back in May, right? If
In
I'm
May,
reading
exactly.
this right, that's May of 2025. Kathy made that motion. So if that was supposed to be a bunch extra, we should have known it then, not now. And then there was the other motion that Councillor Allen made. And actually that was a motion previous to that, because it was 304, not 305. We do it in numerical order, right?
Yeah.
So the motion before Kathy's was James to approve scenario 2. Like I say, I just don't like the fact that it's been a year since we've made these motions. And now they want $56,000 more. It's kind of like maybe at the end of the project, they added up their hours and said, oh darn, we didn't quite do very well on that. We better extra them. That's not how you work. If I bid a job and it goes poorly, well, it sucks to be Dwight. I don't go back to my customer and say, oh, I need double that now.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but originally these lots weren't.
No, but
Part
part
of-
of the motion back in May, because they were doing this road past the school site anyway.
Yep, so we said, hey, we might as well get some
Right.
tax dollars.
So like it says on May 15th, these 22 lots were added. So back then they should have said, no, we can't do that.
No,
Not now.
okay, so we started the kind of technical aspect of the work and they send us email that, okay, it will cost us more on the engineering side. But the number that they put in that email, it was higher than that. So I pushed back and we started the kind of going through the different line items. Then they came up with the 34,000. So we were in discussion with them. It was not something that they came up at the end of the design. So the original email was yet around that time, around like sometime in May.
So you knew about this 34,000
I
back in
knew,
May.
yes, I knew at that time. So, but I was discussing with them and as I mentioned, like the number was a little bit higher than that. So I was discussing to kind of somehow shrink that. And because, you know, like honestly, this is a small project. I don't want to come up with in multiple council meeting to discuss this. So I was waiting to see how the process goes and like adding the other items. So, but now we don't have money to pay the invoices. Now, I mean, they entered into the extra portion of the budget, so the addition parts of the budget. That's why we are almost at the end of the project, and this will be the final project cost. So, I mean, it makes sense include everything instead of just issuing one, like change order one, change order two. Let's put together all the change order and issue one change order. So it will be a very efficient approach, I think.
If I'm understanding right now, this was already approved, already done without the motion of the council doing it. And now they're asking for the money for it.
Well, no, what he's, well, that's what I asked and what he just answered me was these motions were made. They came up with a number that he didn't agree with, but he knew it. And we didn't, as far as I can remember, we weren't informed of these numbers till now. Did we know about this at any time between May of last year and now?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, so for 10 months, engineering knew about a bill that they couldn't pay and they didn't bring it to us.
Yeah,
That's not a good thing.
regardless.
Because that budget's already done, like this is now into the 2026 budget.
The design budget for this project is the actual design budget for phase two is 222,000. It means that we already consider allocated enough budget for this project. So
Just their quotes came in relatively low. After we
I
set the
don't know,
budget. for it.
honestly, I don't know what is the logic behind this approved budget. It was approved, I think, probably in 2024, sometime in 2024.
Yeah, it's
But-
December 2024.
It was why they took the project, because they priced the project 69,000, right in that threshold that it can go without competing. So it's obvious that the project will go higher than that, you know, like any project, no consultant design you like this phase, this project is 17,000. It's obvious. So that's why they price it project very low. But when we like it's a kind of common practice, you know, like they design something, we go and we don't like that, we internally discuss that, we change the design. So they should consider, like when we kind of handle the project, when we give the project to the consultant, we should consider that there would be some changes or down the road. So But yeah, these are some changes. The project budget originally was 222,000, so I knew that there would be some budget there, but I wanted to see where the project goes, where the other change order will be, so then include everything in one change order.
Yeah, question.
Go ahead.
This project does not seem too complicated. Do we have anybody in-house who can do design, keep this inside? Like this goes out for a lot of money, and years ago, we would design the stuff in-house and we would execute these in-house and do these ourselves kind of thing, but do you have the ability to design? Or does anybody who works here have the ability to design this kind of stuff? Like it isn't
We
really
can
complicated.
design, but imagine that how many hours we have to put on this project. So it would be a kind of longer, like this guy, probably they put like, I don't know, like 100 hours, like 200 hours at this project. So with this, we should kind of stop our other activity and just like focus on designing this project. So, but they probably put like,
$80,000.
I don't know, like 3-4 people.
We're doing.
But it says here, now I don't know if these change orders are maybe just the extras, I don't know. They only have 104 hours on here. Right?
At the very end.
At the very end, and that it is 16.8, I don't know. So that would be one of the extras. Yeah, 16.8 is the second change request.
So 104 hours just on the second.
On the second
Change
change
order.
request, they say 32 hours of some you project design engineer.
Actually, more than that because they gave us credit for.
And then 60 is the design drafting technologist. So he spent double the time the engineer did. They say. Anyway,
The advantage of the project giving to the consultant, that they have a lot of liability insurance, everything. So when they design something, if something happen in the future for the project, we can go to them and ask for the liability insurance. But if we do the design in-house and we don't have all those insurance, nothing. So if something happen in the future, so I don't know like how the town want to.
Yeah, I'm just seeing like from an operations perspective, as stuff comes, they design it, they're responsible for this until they hand it over to us, then it's got a 1 year or 2 year
2 years,
warranty on it.
and then they walk up, everybody runs away.
Well, I get it, it's a lifetime town warranty. We do all the stuff perpetually. That's what we do, right? And this stuff would be nice to have it in-house.
Because I've been a part of the appellate, it's not exactly like that. If consultant does something wrong, you can go chase them even after 10 years, 20 years. So I was in the discipline committee, I see some cases that they came to appellate even after 10, 20 years. So it's not exactly.
But we're not gonna get into that, because
No, I mean like in.
I could bring up Second Street where an engineer came in after an engineer drew it, and there was no responsibility anywhere. So let's not go there. Let's not. Let's just stick with this.
So I do just want to add real quick, we are still within the approved budget.
Original budget.
Project.
Exactly, yeah. Even.
I just want to make that clear that we're not asking for more budget money. We're within the approved design budget.
And this has happened a few times in the past too. And that's why even, let's say the arena project, when it came in less than we budgeted, we said we should make a motion to bring it down. So this kind of stuff doesn't keep going on and on and on. And they say, oh, well, we're still within budget. No, you were quoting us a price.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Because I do believe that they look at the
They
numbers.
came in at $70,000.
Stick to it.
Good for us. But now they're up to 120, and you know what? In another month, we might get another bill, and
Oh, you're right.
I think
100%.
one of the, just to like kind of mitigate this going forward, if this was brought to council each time that there was a change or they were requesting for more money, we wouldn't have this long of a conversation because all of us would have been up to date on how this was rolling out, right?
Well, not all of us, because we changed council in October too, but at least somebody would have known.
Like, we would have had how many meetings by then, and I'm sure there would have been some updates as to some of this. Yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing about a lot of it or reading about a lot of it, right?
Wait, go ahead.
You know, like, after 20 years experience in the industry, honestly, issuing change order to the consultant it happens in a rare situation. If you tender the project in a RFP, we should tender the consultant design project from the beginning of the design all the way to the end of the construction. So even if you go to the multi-million-dollar project, you don't see a kind of change order in the design stage of it, right? It happens in a very, very rare situation. Most of the change orders come from the contractors, from during the construction. You see, unfortunately here, because we have tendered the project in the lower prices, and we gave them without competition, piece by piece. That's why we see, like, in 69,000 projects, we see three change orders. Honestly, the time that we spend in-house to deal with this change order, the hours that I spend with MPE to discuss them, push them back, go through line by line, it's way more than probably this 3,000, like this change order amount. So I review that and I discuss with them. I set up meetings with them. So if we add our own in-house hours, like supporting hours here, so in the town, it will be way more than this. I highly recommend that we should kind of give the consultant its scope from the beginning of the project all the way to the end of the construction. Otherwise, we have to deal with small change orders. For the school project, for 9,000, I came here for 9,000 for the change. I can understand that, okay, this is the small town, but it would be better if we tender the whole project life cycle at once instead of just do the small pieces. So we give the project without competition to MPE, that they give us the minimum price, the lowest speed. So we give it, but we should expect that they will send us the small change order. But if you see the whole project life cycle, all this number will be only a small part of the, and they will be able to accommodate. You know why? Because probably they will put less hours here, but they already put extra hours on the other side of the project, during the construction side. They will play internally with those hours, and they won't come to us for small change order. So that's something that if we handle the project in this way, we should expect even more than like in the bigger project, we should expect more.
So I don't remember when we first approved this tender and we awarded it to them. Were we made aware that these sort of complications may arise?
I don't know, probably it was.
I don't recall. That was a long time ago.
Probably it was like.
And also AI was giving us some difficulty by being so uncertain and still uncertain.
It's not
today.
a full project, this is the phase 2 project.
That's right,
It's
that's true,
different
yeah.
than that. So
That's right. Sorry.
I have a couple of questions here.
Go ahead.
So this is a request for extra money, not a demand for extra money. So can we go back to them and say, we're not happy with this amount, we want to negotiate this better for us? And second question is, do you feel that we are getting full value for this request? Is the value in this request? We have the attitude to go back and say, hey, we're not paying this, drop the price.
No, I discussed that. This is the final number that they're asking for.
The value
They
you feel
not,
is
they
there.
not, honestly, I checked all the hours. They deserve to receive this. But they did allow, so internally, sometimes we change some of them. We deploy on with our planning team. So then we came here, some of the council members, previous council members, they said, okay, let's add other lots in the other portion. So I mean, they deserve it. It's not something that they are asking for the higher value, no.
Then if we refuse to pay, we may burn that bridge with them as well. We don't get anybody.
I think there's a bridge built down east that can't be used.
Like already have.
I've been in that industry, I know exactly their prices, their takes, everything, so that's why when they send me something, I know where that number comes from, so that's why.
How do we type things up going forward on future projects? If this is a surprise now, can you get a surprise on the next project on Fifth Street?
Well, not
perhaps?
change the scope of the project.
Yeah, the more changes we do, the more expensive it gets. And like Mike says, we still are within the original budget, just maybe we could have lowered that budget
Okay.
But
because
that
we
was
did
our
use that
guess.
strategy.
That was our guess.
Yeah. That was our educated guess. But yeah, I certainly think that companies out there, they look at our numbers and see what we expect to pay. And they will make us happy at the end of the day and fulfill what we expect to pay sometimes.
Well, then with that, I would motion to do option number one and approve the change request and pay it.
Yeah, in the future, maybe when something like this comes up, maybe we should be more prudent on lowering that budget like we did on the rectangle project.
Brady, what motion did you make? That's what got this.
Yeah,
one.
that's what got started.
You went
He made
one?
option one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Brady already made the option, or
Yeah.
else we couldn't talk
I
about it.
didn't really hear him.
I got a text saying somebody couldn't hear you in Hawaii. But you've been talking louder since then, I believe.
You guys are sick.
Just passing it on, that's all.
You get old, you get this way.
Can you hear him in the back?
Sometimes.
Trust me, that's enough. You're not missing anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Any more discussion on this particular item?
Taxpayer dollars.
It is.
No,
It is, but on the other hand, it is an investment in the future, should bring in some growth and more tax dollars in the future. Yep. Hopefully so. Okay, I will call it to order. All in favor? You want to talk more about it?
No, you said you're call it to order.
Oh, no, call it to
call it vote.
Call the vote.
Sorry. All in favor? And opposed? That is carried for option one. Okay, railway crossing CPKC. Update number 2 for consideration.
Move option one.
Larry, thank you. Option 1.
It's just to stick with it.
Yeah, just to stick with it so we don't get into this stuff again.
With the pedestrian crossing added to it.
Right. That was the motion from last.
I really like the idea of doing concrete, but looks like it might be over on the can of worms
Yes,
here.
would be different.
Well, it may, but you gotta look at when that crossing was done last. And now, and I don't think we had to pay that much the last time it got done.
It was cheaper
I
20
think-
years ago.
No, it was during Ernie's stay. He took credit for getting that crossing
Well,
fixed and the turn on the Trans-Canada Highway.
I'll take credit for this one though.
You
There was
will
no
be-
charge for it. He went to a meeting in Calgary.
I have to take credit for it going to shit.
Yes. There was no charge for it last time?
No, it was free.
It was
It was on the Trans Canada.
And it was Mitchell Street too.
It was because it was at the same time as some work going on in Trans-Canada?
And when they built the siding and added the second track, we didn't pay for that either. That was all on them. But then that was the wonderful thing anyway. On the,
I just don't understand why we can't tender it out ourselves, given their specs, use their engineer and tender it out as ourselves.
Yeah, what do they care whose hands are on the
Yeah,
shovels?
exactly.
so the way I read this is they put concrete underneath their ties. It's tied together by the ties.
It's the exact same setup they got now.
That they have now. And I agree that pouring concrete will mean not using that intersection for a minimum of 2 weeks. 7 days, it reaches 70% of its strength, but it needs 30 days to reach full strength.
Full cure, yeah.
But if we were to pour concrete aprons that actually withstood the forces that track keeps putting into that asphalt, I think it would be a better deal. And it doesn't matter what, we have to detour around that crossing. And we have Mitchell and we have Samus. We have ways around that.
Mhm.
I know people will complain because that's the only way they know.
Well, it will be an
But you
inconvenience.
can
no
go to
question.
Mitchell and down the
Yeah,
highway
it's
and
not hard.
still make it there. I just, like I say, for this kind of money, like $300,000, I don't know how much more concrete would be, but it might take otherwise we're just doing it again. It might take 8 years, 10 years, but we'll be doing it again. So then we're almost saying we got to start adding $30,000-$40,000 a year for redoing that. And one day we want to redo it anyway, right? Like when you look at the new East Side plan, Broadway gets that big curve, so it's a more straight on approach. But that doesn't affect the actual crossing. It just, yeah,
Just the alignment.
I don't know.
That's what I was thinking too when I was reading this. Again, it's just like,
Through the chair,
Go ahead, Larry.
we don't know what that cost would be and they're not telling us. And there's a lot to that train. It has to have some movement. It can't be on solid concrete. So, you know, we're gonna get in, if you think this MPE thing was bad, that's likely gonna look like an Alice in Wonderland tea party compared to what we're gonna get into here.
Yeah, well, the motion on the table is not to go down that road anyways. But you're right, I think. Yeah.
And at my age, I really shouldn't care anymore.
Yeah, you're not gonna be.
sure,
Go ahead.
if once this is redone and it ends up exactly the same way it is now, it's just,
Well, it will. It's a
It-
wear and tear thing. It will.
it's just,
And it's been like this for how many years already? It's not like
Yeah.
it took 8 years to get to this. It got there in 4 and we've been just putting up with it.
Yeah.
Because those scrapes in the asphalt have been there by smaller cars. Yeah.
and trailers.
And yeah,
And I really can't say it's gotten worse the last couple of years.
no, it seems to have found a happy place.
Yeah, it's just kind of leveled out.
Yeah.
So not doing it, I don't think would really hurt anything, but that's not an option. Well, not doing it is
Well,
closing
I
it down,
think-
and that's not an option.
It is a rough intersection. How come Mitchell stands up so well?
Yeah,
Mitchell's starting to go too.
I was just
yeah,
there.
but it looks
I
good.
drove across it with the rescue truck. I don't even remember bumping.
it is smoother. No
It is
question.
way smoother. I don't know why. And I know that track is crazy moving. If you're sitting there when that
You
train's
watch
going
it.
by, it's 4 to 6 inches every time a car goes.
I think they
That's,
fixed that.
that's overdone, in my opinion, but what do I know? I don't drive train.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would just like to see a more permanent fix on that crossing. That is our busiest crossing.
Certainly is.
Anyway,
Okay, any more discussion on that? Larry's option number one?
So one thing though is if we did do the apron, right, and then it ends up being doesn't work any better,
Or
now we
worse.
just paid the 60 to 70 extra thousand that they charge us, and then we have to redo the apron when we have to redo this part.
I
In
think
8 years, if it's the same, right?
I think you can do more with concrete, like you can grind it, things like that, whereas with asphalt, you don't, like to go there and try to mill that
No.
out. It's not gonna be the fix unless it's super duper thick.
And the whole driver, this is because the train tracks themselves are failing or
Yep.
because the bump.
I don't know I don't know if the tracks are going down and that's even the road up.
Just do the aprons and transition and then
We'll put you out there with a ruler and you can see.
Well, basically you need to have a surveyor shoot it.
Yeah.
Off a known elevation to see which one's doing what,
Yep, see which one's moving, yeah.
because I can't tell. I just know that there's a definite height difference.
Well, it's gotta be a soil difference between there and Mitchell.
Oh, there's mushrooming. Oh,
I think that's
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What do you think of 8th Street? That's no hell. That's pretty bad too.
well, the
That's
the
intentional.
good thing about 8th Street is you
Yeah.
have to slow
That's
down.
intentional. Because it's
Right?
tiered.
You can't cross that sucker.
It'll take your neck off.
Yeah, if you're not paying attention.
That's a crossing,
bet.
what can you do with? Because again, they're, like you just said,
It's
two tiered.
Yeah, they didn't even try to get them
No.
level. Anyway, but
Okay,
Railroad was there first.
not both tracks. I remember crossing just one.
Yep.
okay, any more intelligent discussion or any intelligent discussion on it?
Back in the steam day.
Larry's option number one. All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Split vote. Very interesting. Remuneration.
Winners have to buy beer.
I think that's the loser's job. If we got a hole in one, we'd buy here.
Did you make that move? No, Larry.
Yeah, Larry made that motion. Remuneration. Anybody wants to give the mayor a raise with Larry?
I don't think it's in here. This is just,
No raise,
Oh, well. you
this
can.
is just benefits.
as presented.
Eric has presented. We did talk about this at the end of the last term. And we did not recommend any changes. We compared it to other municipalities our size. We certainly weren't on the high end of things. We're more on the low end of things, and that's where we were comfortable being. But we never made an official motion as far as I recall. That's why it's brought back in front of us now. I think we just took it for information and didn't actually update the policy.
You don't change it, nothing.
So this is just updating the policy now. But yeah. Any discussion about this?
We're on option one.
Option, did you say option? Yeah, I think
I
you
said
did.
option one, two.
Option one, which
As
was no
presented,
change.
yeah, no changes.
Eric said that.
Everybody clear? All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Policy 136, security surveillance. You're watching.
Option one.
Bernie likes to watch.
Love when you say that.
Very minor changes here, just taking FOIP out.
I really don't think any of those cameras can see through bathroom walls.
Where do we even have cameras? I can only think of, nowhere.
Nowhere.
Right there,
No,
right there.
There's the one.
Yeah.
Let's see if mother's texting me. Nope.
We have some out, this building I can speak, we have the parking lots covered, the front entrance, the lobby and the back entrance.
And that's what I was gonna say, was here.
Right?
Yeah.
Out there. I was thinking this one right here. No, it's right now.
Or the
Yeah, that's not being recorded too many places.
No.
To Bonnie, but
through the chair.
Yes.
I think that our gas theft has stopped since we put the cameras in, hasn't it?
What,
I don't think we've had any since, no.
So what?
they weren't stealing it. They're just drilling holes in the tanks. It was all on the ground.
No,
Really?
Yeah.
they were taking the gas. That's what
Why?
they drilled.
As much as they could.
What's the purpose?
With their Tim Hortons cup.
Oh.
You're the only one with Tim Hortons cup.
Yeah. I wouldn't steal town gas. I know it ain't premium.
He has his own gas. At his age. Any discussion about this? Okay, all in favor?
Very
That was Bernie.
burden.
And opposed? None, that is carried. Correspondence, National Police Federation contract. Policing commitment, they're gonna go beyond 2032, because they are wonderful, wonderful.
No, that's just the federal government is committed to keeping RCMP for longer than that. We don't know what's happening here.
Well, they've said that they will, but they haven't put pen to paper yet with it. Somebody want to move that for information, please? Thank you. Any comments on that? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed, that's carried. Other council important meetings and events for information. That's for St. Pierre. Anything missing off there? Any comments about anything? Oh, yes, yeah. Okay, all in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Do we need a recess for anybody?
Nope, Shannon here.
Shannon's not here. Good. Okay, somebody want to move us into close then?
I will.
Thank you.
I
Wait,
did.
wait,
First motion.
we made another one.
Is he? Where?
I don't think I did.
That's.
What's for? 7:54.
Old guys can't get their
Bonnie started recording. We're good to go. We don't have any motions to do. Somebody want to move adjournment?
Yeah.
Brady,
Oh, Dwight was waiting.
No, I'm
Dwight
good.
doing two
I'm fine.
motions.
Oh, man, we gotta go eat.
Brady, you want to wait till 8:44 there?
Yeah,
boss?
I would think you got another 10 seconds.
Brady at 8:44,
Shannon's at the T.
adjourning. All in favor? Opposed? That is carried.
What island is she at?
I think like.
What island are you at, Shannon?